Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 109. Rob Hoback here. It is the second day of February, Groundhog Day. Let's talk about that for a second. So apparently this morning, Puxatawny Phil did not see a shadow, which suggests that spring is coming sooner. And but how accurate is that? Does anybody know? And by the way, for those of you who don't know, part of my life that we're going to talk about that was all over the place or has been all over the place, I spent a good chunk of that in Woodstock, Illinois, which is where they filmed Groundhog Day. I love that little square area. It was so nice. I am awakening, right? This is part of what we're going to talk about today. See that list over there? And see this list here? We're just going to keep this going. And like we talked about yesterday, or sometime in the last couple of days, we'll go back there and we'll read them. And when we say all these things about ourselves, it's repetition. If we do it every single day, we will find those belief systems down there, those poor people ones that say, you're not good enough, you don't have this, you don't have that. We've got all that. Bon Jovi told us. He told me 1,000 times. I never heard it until yesterday, right? So, and this is just an example of how we do things, right? Of how repetition, repetition and over time and discipline, things improve. I often have to remind myself, right, as I'm going through this, and there are days that I don't want to do this. I was talking to Precious about this week. He's like, I just can't believe that you can keep the energy up every day to do that. And I'm like, bro, you don't think that this is a fight? Literally, it's a fist fight going up in here. Lazy, fearful Rob saying, nah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Look, you get 10, 15 views a day. Who cares? And then I hear a G-Eazy song, and at the end he's like, I used to be happy when I sold 10 CDs a weekend. Look at me now. Keep going, right? Bro, it's all around me, right? Just keep going. It's all around you too. Fear's Liar's on there too. I love that song. Anyway, we have to have the ability to adjust, to pivot, to change who we are. And part of the thing that I wanted to talk about today is that as we're going through this and the negativity starts, fear comes in, right? Dressed as somebody else. Oh, I'm only concerned about you, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you're not. You get out, take your shit with you. Done with you, right? And so what I have found in my journey over the last 109 days is that whenever I feel like giving up, there's always a phone call. There's always a song. There's a television commercial. There's an email. There's something. We are surrounded by success. We are surrounded by possibilities. All we have to do is just pick one, say, hi, that looks nice, and go get it. Again, these are things that I struggle with in my life. I'm not saying that I have. Again, I look at myself today compared to who I was back in my Hannah Street Steak and Shake days, the Bon Jovi Keep the Faith 1992 days, 27 years ago, and say, gosh, life has been amazing for me. I just didn't appreciate it. Right? And so when I think of what will be different this time, as I come out of this, come out of training, what's going to be different? Like, now I know to appreciate it. Now I know not to just be reckless with my success. I know so much more. Now I'm prepared. Now I know where I want to go. I have a big dream so that when things get tough and I'm like, no, man, like we can't stop here. We got to go there. That's where we want to go. And the only way we go there, we got to keep moving. Somebody said something bad to you, boo-hoo. Suck it up, right? You had a bad day, whatever. You just got to keep going. And one of those people for me has been Precious, obviously, right? So I got to talk to Precious this week, and I promised him that I was going to use this forum to continue to push him to write his book. So we're going to take a minute. We're just going to talk to Precious. Everybody else is welcome to listen, but Precious, this is just for you, man. We need you the world needs to hear how you came through all of that pain without ever stopping believing. The world needs you to do that. This isn't Precious, fulfilling a lifelong dream of his. I'm telling you, the world needs to know. The world needs to know, yeah, man, like if this change could take place in me, that's good stuff. And I don't want to have to get all parental on you and threaten to have to come up to Chicago and whoop your ass, right? Because you haven't done your work, right? That's not good for anybody. Hands up, peace out. We are better together. We're better together. Let's just keep this thing rolling. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm sure we're going to have something to talk about. We'll talk about what happened with the Safari Smile Savages. Some of you are going to get an email from us. And I'll have Addie make a video about what it's about. Here's a little tip. Cheat canes. All right? How about that for a tease? See you tomorrow.